I'm so sorry.
Comedian Chris Tucker and a live truck jump tomorrow on Good Day.
First at 10, Fox 5 News starts now.
As Bill Clinton tries to get on with the business of being president, the furor over the Starr report is the order of business on Capitol Hill. Members of Congress are back in Washington, and talks of impeachment proceedings are heating up.
In its rawest sense, impeachment is the most arrogant use of congressional power.
Despite the Clinton crisis, many people say they want the president to stay in office.
I think he should go ahead and finish out his term. Lying under oath is a bad thing.
Tonight, team coverage. The latest on the Clinton crisis. We'll take a look at who's polling the public.
An I-Team investigation.
I'm I-Team reporter Randy Travis. It is raw, uncensored, and free to thousands of Atlanta cable TV subscribers. But do people really know what they're getting on People TV?
Tonight, new developments.
As the fall season begins, federal agents are hoping that hunters and hikers can help them in their search for bombing suspect Eric Rudolph.
Dogs will be running all over the woods, and they'll be all over the woods. I mean, who knows? I mean, they might run across them, they might not.
Tonight, we'll tell you why discarded cartons and cans may turn out to be important clues.
Fox 5 Atlanta. First at 10. Fox 5 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Russ Spencer.
And I'm Amanda Davis. First on Fox 5 tonight, the fallout on Capitol Hill after a weekend filled with talk about Ken Starr's report to Congress. President Clinton left Washington today, but he couldn't get away from the Lewinsky story. Some Democrats are asking the president to change his strategy. Some Republicans are talking resignation or impeachment. Fox 5's Roy Hobbs joins us now with the latest on the presidential crisis. Roy.
Amanda, despite the president removing himself from the turmoil of the nation's capital to attend fundraisers in New York with his wife, discussions about the Ken Starr report continued on Capitol Hill. In the House today, there were more calls for the president to resign. But that's not the only place where Democrats and Republicans are talking about what the president should do now.
He wakes up and worries about what he can do to help the American people.
Tell him not to worry about the adversity. Adversity makes people come out and show up, witness your presence here tonight.
Tonight, before a room full of fellow Democrats, the First Lady and the President acted as a team. The first couple made their case in New York at a fundraiser, and there's no doubt the President was trying to drum up party support and get away from this.
I believe that the President should now do the honorable thing and resign.
Iowa Republican Greg Gansky joined the growing chorus of Republicans calling for the president to step down. And today, one of Mr. Clinton's biggest supporters, Georgia's Governor Zell Miller, said the president has disappointed him.
And I'm not being sanctimonious. I'm not a saint. I'm a sinner. And I'm not so much talking about the sex stuff as I am talking about misleading the public.
Miller says he still considers Bill Clinton a friend, but there's no question he has a tough road ahead.
The country's on the right track, but this problem has crippled him tremendously, and I don't know how he restores that with the American people.
Fellow Democrats believe there is a way to do that. This evening, Senate Democratic leader Tom Daschle and House Democratic leader Richard Gephardt issued statements urging the president to abandon a defense based on legal technicalities and speak plainly. However, other Democrats feel the president is acting totally within his rights as an American.
The idea that the president obstructed justice by asserting his constitutional rights or his executive privileges is just totally ridiculous, and it borderlines on being dangerous.
Now, Amanda, this is far from being over. House Republicans are seeking the speedy public release of the president's grand jury testimony. Several GOP sources say there have been discussions of releasing Clinton's testimony and the next batch of material to be made public, that is, from Ken Starr's huge report, and that could possibly come in the next several days.
This is far from over. Roy Hobbs, thank you. House Speaker Newt Gingrich again urged caution today before rendering any judgment on Starr's report, saying the president needs a chance to respond. The speaker's comments came after he visited a Cobb County elementary school in his home district.
I think this is a very important defining moment about who we are as a people, how we feel about the office of president, what we expect of the office of the president. I think we will be establishing a precedent and a pattern for many, many, many years to come.
Although Mr. Gingrich has been highly critical of the president, he has stopped short of saying whether he thinks the report contains any impeachable offenses.
Well, Amanda, the conventional wisdom in Washington says that public opinion will ultimately decide the fate of the Clinton presidency. Polls are used to measure the pulse of the public opinion, but just what exactly is a poll? How is it conducted? And how accurate are they? We sent Fox 5's Shirley Washington to find out, and she joins us now live with some answers. Shirley?
Well, Russ, public opinion polls give you an idea of what people are thinking about certain issues. They are usually very accurate and very reliable. And everyone, from politicians to ordinary people, have faith in them. Downtown Atlanta, everyone seems to be talking about President Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, and Kenneth Starr's sexually explicit report.
I put it down. I think it's disgusting and dismal.
I think President Clinton's a good president, and I think that he showed poor judgment.
I don't think at this time it calls for a resignation.
What he does in his private life, I think, is his business, but lying under oath, I think lying under oath is a bad thing.
And what the public thinks usually end up in polls. The latest CNN USA Today Gallup poll shows 36% of the American public believes President Clinton should resign, while 62% says he shouldn't. And 60% of the people polled feel the president should be censored by Congress, while 36% says no way.
I think there should be some type of punishment, but it's definitely not an impeachable offense.
I think that there is definite grounds for impeachment.
Every television network and major newspaper are running polls about President Clinton and the crisis at the White House. But just how reliable are they?
We, of course, think they're extremely reliable. This is a science and an art that has been in practice since the late 40s.
Beth Shapiro makes a living conducting polls. She's preparing to survey Georgians this week about President Clinton. How are the polls conducted?
They're conducted by phone. We call people at home. We call them usually on weekday evenings or on Saturday mornings or Sunday evenings.
Shapiro says everyone who has a working residential telephone number in the United States has an equal chance of being included in a survey. A computer selects the telephone numbers at random. More than 1,000 people are called for a national poll.
We are taking a sample of the public that is large enough for us to make generalizations about, but not so large that the cost would be prohibitive to conduct the survey.
Now, the people who conduct public opinion polls are trained to do so, and they ask every respondent the exact same question in the exact same order in an effort to make sure that the poll is very accurate. In Atlanta, Shirley Washington, Fox 5 News.
Shirley, do they make an effort to get similar numbers of men and women or people from an equal number of people from the different parties, that sort of thing, or is it totally random that way?
It is totally at random, Russ. What they generally do is let the computer select the phone number, and then they call based on the numbers that are spit out from the computer. However, they do take into account the demographics and the makeup, and all of the people who are questioned are 18 or older.
Shirley Washington, thanks for that perspective.
Various newspaper editorials are calling for President Clinton's resignation in the wake of Kenneth Starr's report. USA Today says Mr. Clinton should step down because he has failed the most fundamental test of any president to put his nation's interests first. The San Jose, California Mercury News says the president should resign for the good of the country. Other papers, including the Charlotte, North Carolina Observer, are calling for Congress and the American people to take time and caution in dealing with Starr's report. Stay with Fox 5 News for complete coverage of the presidential crisis. Coming up in half an hour, we'll go live to Washington for the latest developments inside the White House and on Capitol Hill. And we'll continue to follow the story with live reports all day tomorrow on Fox 5 News.
In other news tonight, the state of Alabama is preparing to pay final tribute to George Wallace. The former four-term governor and presidential candidate died last night of respiratory and cardiac arrest. As Fox 5's Paul Yates reports from Birmingham tonight, the man who once stood as a literal barrier to integration later reached out to civil rights leaders.
George Wallace was certainly a fighter. When he died, he'd been humbled by pain and paralysis from an assassination attempt. Longtime aide Elvin Stanton says the governor forgave the man who tried to kill him.
That's pretty strong, and I think if the people who have a negative view of Governor Wallace would maybe think about that lesson in forgiveness, maybe it would be worthwhile.
Now preparations are underway here at the Alabama Capitol to receive the body of George Wallace. He will lie in state here for 24 hours beginning Tuesday afternoon. His funeral service is to be held Wednesday.
The death of George Wallace closes a big, big chapter of history.
He was a foe of civil rights crusaders and cried segregation forever and stood in the schoolhouse door. But before his death, George Wallace was politically transformed and recanted his racist past.
And if we can learn anything from it, and I'm not at all sure we have learned it, race should not play a role in political campaigns, but unfortunately, it still does.
He was labeled many things, but above all else, George Wallace was a skillful politician.
After his involvement in national politics, other candidates since him, from Reagan right on down, have used his platforms, his same positions to become elected.
In Montgomery, Alabama, Paul Yates, Fox 5 News.
Civil rights leader James Lowry says George Wallace will be remembered for his racist past despite Wallace's repentance. Lowry prayed with Wallace last year.
He was suffering. He was bedridden. He would communicate by writing, and he would appear on a monitor. He was in constant pain. So I'm saddened by his passing, but I'm glad he's no longer suffering.
In the statement, former President Carter said he will remember Wallace for his courage in the face of illness and physical handicap and his willingness to question and ultimately to change long-held views. Wallace's casket will lie in state for 24 hours at the Alabama Capitol starting tomorrow afternoon.
Still ahead on Fox 5 News at 10. Anyone with cable TV in Atlanta can see it, but some people aren't happy about what WAGA is putting on TV for all to see.
This society does not want to have to examine the product of what they have created, which is me and a lot of other people.
Our I-Team shows us what's really on People TV next.
The next step in the investigation of JonBenet Ramsey's murder, a grand jury prepares to hear the evidence.
And the fire below ground that's burned for more than a day and won't be out anytime soon.
If you see news happening, call the Fox 5 newsroom. Just dial *5 on your Bell South Mobility cell phone. The call is free.
Tuesday, one of these potential victims will die.
Your dad got blown up.
On the season premiere of King of the Hill. Then, she's the breakout personality of the new TV season.
The guy who didn't tip me last week wants a glass of ice. You know what to do.
The series premiere of Costello. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Okay, you've got the family, you got the job, and the house. You've even got a couple of fabulous vacations under your belt. Now it's time for the car. Introducing the 1999 Toyota Camry with new features and a fresh new look. Camry is the best-selling car in America. An Insurance Institute for Highway Safety's best pick. A Consumer's Digest Best Buy and Best Family car. And it's everything you need to complete the picture. The 1999 Toyota Camry. Life is good.
You know it, you love it. 5 for $5 at Arby's is back. 5 juicy roast beef sandwiches for just $5. Right now at participating Arby's.
Make our house the Best Buy digital house.
Mind if we come in?
Come on in.
We're the Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team. You've got digital in the house? We're going to find it, Dan.
It's a DVD. Digital couch? Digital phone, sir.
That's where they went.
Digital camera.
Do you get a better picture with digital?
Yes, it's a lot clearer.
Sir, DSS.
Digital camera, 900 megahertz phone, digital phone, DVD, CD player, DSS. You got HD TV yet?
The Best Buy Digital House. Now that's a great idea.
You're Digital Dan, aren't you?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Value City credit card holders.
Why?
Because they get 20% off every purchase they make with it all week.
Not just once?
Nope. Every purchase at Value City.
But I don't have one.
Get one.
How?
Apply yourself. When you get your card, you get your 20% off.
Now that's an opportunity.
At Value City, opportunity knocks every day.
On the next home improvement.
It's my car. I don't want you to take it.
Tim decides to fix Jill's car his way.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox 5 Atlanta. Watching out for you, a Fox 5 I-Team investigation.
Public access television started out as a noble idea. Give citizens a chance to produce and run their own shows for free on a cable channel reserved solely for their use. But around the country, shows are pushing the boundaries that separate free speech from views that some consider either dangerous or simply disgusting. I-Team reporter Randy Travis found one show in Atlanta that is stirring up some controversy. Randy?
For us, it's a show that runs on People TV, Atlanta's public access channel. To win the franchise agreement, Media One even agreed to give People TV $2 million a year. In return, Atlanta TV watchers get some wildly diverse programming, including a show whose producer hopes you will be shocked to see.
Sorry, I mean, if you don't like my show, turn it. Don't watch it.
Defiant words indeed. But deep down, Linda Paris hopes just the opposite. She wants people to watch her television show, appropriately titled Ooh La La. Otherwise, why would she work this hard to shock them?
Spice World, have you seen it? This movie is truly a piece of low-budget.
We're adding the beeps and the blurs here, because what you see on Paris's weekly Atlanta public access show is often raw and in your face.
I just want my sheep to come back home, baby.
Linda writes, shoots, and voices it all. Everything from topless dancers at the Claremont Lounge.
Hi, Blondie. Gina.
It's art.
You call this art?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
To a pair of trash-talking, clothes-stripping Barbie dolls.
Body like a porn star, hair like a stripper, G.I. Joe in my house.
Every porn star looks like Barbie. She's a slut.
Then there's Alien Head, a creature who sits on Linda's bed handing out sick advice, like urging a troubled student to take a gun to school and shoot his tormentors.
Be sure and position yourself in a good spot, darling, so that when your little so-called friends come out of the building, you have a clear shot at them.
Are you afraid that some teenager could watch that and decide that that was good advice?
The point of Alien Head is it gives bad advice. It's a joke. If some teenager looks at Alien Head and goes to school and shoots them up, this kid is a walking time bomb. If it wasn't Alien Head, it'd be something else.
Now, if that bothers you, you're not going to like what I'm about to say next. There is little you can do about it. To win the cable franchise for the city of Atlanta, Media One had to set aside a channel for free public access. It's called People TV. As long as producers follow a few guidelines, like no obscenity or no advertising, they can air almost anything they dream up and send it unfiltered out to the 156,000 cable subscribers in the city of Atlanta.
You're watching Ooh La La from the bathroom of the Claremont Lounge.
It's bad. It's not good. It's childish.
But newspaper columnist Dick Williams sees this kind of public access in a different way, a waste of time.
And again, my problem with it is that it is intellectually subsidized by the city, and it is economically subsidized by the cable company, because the city has a gun to the cable company's head.
I find the programming distasteful personally, much of it.
City Communications Director Jabari Samama's office oversees the cable agreement. He didn't like much of what he saw on Ooh La La, including the segment advocating violence in school. Isn't that a little more than distasteful? Isn't that dangerous?
Well, I think it's dangerous, and I think it's distasteful, but we can't censor distasteful programming. We can only censor programming that is legally obscene.
So Linda lets her characters blast away.
Hi, I'm Rachel, representing the National Gun Club. Please, stop the violence.
The way she sees it, Ooh La La is no worse than what's on other channels, like Jerry Springer, which airs on Fox 5.
Hello?
Her show runs after 10:30 at night, always starting with a disclaimer, this is for adults only. So Atlanta Channel surfers, be prepared. Linda Paris has a whole box of future cast members just itching to shock you. And just like the networks, People TV has a premiere week too. It's this week. Ooh La La premieres tomorrow night at 11:30. If you don't want to watch it and you want to make sure you don't accidentally surf through it, you can ask the cable company to block that channel for you. They will do that.
I got to believe there's some kids watching this program. I mean, you know, like they come home from school and watch.
Perhaps. She says she's not targeting children, though. That even though she uses dolls to get across some very adult points of view, she says her target audience is not kids.
Now, does anybody watch the program before it airs to give it sort of the stamp of approval? I suppose not.
Well, they could watch it, but they don't really have the staff over there at People TV to do so. She has been asked before, though, to change slightly the way she does things. They asked her, in fact, not to use as much frontal nudity in her show, and so she took care of that problem by using duct tape in a few strategic places. And I guess that seems to be getting around
public access TV. All right. Thanks, Randy.
Still ahead on Fox 5 News at 10, the next step in the search for a killer. A grand jury about to hear the clues in the JonBenet Ramsey murder.
And the smoke still spreading over North Fulton County tonight. A stubborn fire simply refuses to die.
Fox 5 News is brought to you in part by the new Dodge. It's about change.
The new Dodge Durango is like no sport utility you've ever seen. Say, for instance, you live in a neighborhood with a rhino problem. In a Durango, you could outrun him with the most powerful engine offered in the class. Or you could move him with its best-in-class towing capacity. Or, if push really came to shove, Durango's superior horn would prevail. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
What if I want to be a superhero and rid the world of all evil? What if I want to play hide and seek with my own draft? What if I want to build a machine and travel through time?
Whatever your kids dream of for tomorrow, isn't it nice to know there's a healthcare organization planning for anything they can imagine?
What if I want to plant a tree on Mars?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross, Blue Shield.
Do you ever get the urge to escape from the information age? There's a perfect place to take refuge. The 98 Accord. With Honda engineering, things work properly from the start. And for your information, keep right on working. Oh, man. The bigger, roomier, more powerful Accord.
He checked you in. He showed you the room. But he never mentioned the view. Psycho.
This film is not yet rated.
This is Imagine TV.
You know what? Lower the price on those pants.
Okay.
It's clearance time at your Mercury dealer with over $2,200 in APR savings and a no-charge first month's payment on Villager. Or get 0.9% APR on Mountaineer and save over $6,000 in APR and package savings. Least and we'll pay your first month's payment.
How's this for a low price? No, lower.
How's this for a low price? Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
The latest on the Clinton investigation. Depend on Fox 5 News.
Almost 2 years after 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey was found beaten and strangled in her Colorado home, a grand jury assigned to the case will finally meet tomorrow. The 12-juror panel will convene in Boulder and begin sifting through the evidence in the investigation. Fox 5's Dana Fowle joins us live now from Denver. She has more on the investigation. Dana.
Well, the evidence you're talking about is certainly substantial. 1,058 pieces of evidence. So during the course of this investigation, we're talking about almost 600 people who've been interviewed. It's going to take, they're estimating, about 6 months to sift through this. After much infighting and indecisiveness, the Boulder Police Department and the district attorney are sending the JonBenet Ramsey murder case to the grand jury. Tomorrow morning, a panel could begin hearing what evidence police collected from the Ramsey home beginning December 26, 1996. They could also hear from the Ramseys themselves. John Ramsey found his 6-year-old daughter's strangled body. His wife, Patsy, says she found a $118,000 ransom note warning JonBenet could be executed.
It's very tragic when a beautiful young child like that loses their life.
It's been frustrating to the people of this upscale, bohemian, and usually quiet community. For 21 months, the country has wondered aloud with them, why hasn't anyone been charged with the little girl's murder?
We're just very unhappy that nothing's transpired heretofore and that the case hasn't been brought to trial.
The Boulder County DA's office has little experience in murder cases, so prosecutors from surrounding counties will present the case to the grand jury. Some of the locals refuse to be caught up this time in the whodunit speculation.
I'm going to wait until there's some substance to it, and then I'm going to read about it.
Not far from the city's Pearl Street area of cafes sits the Ramseys' $750,000 former home. The Ramseys left town, moving to Vinings, Georgia. The house where 6-year-old JonBenet danced, smiled, and laughed sits empty.
Now, in Colorado, the grand jury process is not what you've been seeing like in Washington with Ken Starr. In Colorado, the rules are very clear. Witnesses, after they testify, cannot come out to a microphone and talk about what they've said. If they do that, they could be prosecuted. Again, the grand jury convenes tomorrow. I'm Dana Fowle, live in Denver, Colorado tonight, Fox 5 News.
So when they talk about having a secret proceeding, that's what they mean. Dana Fowle, thank you.
Federal agents trying to find Birmingham bombing suspect Eric Rudolph are hoping to enlist hunters and hikers in their search. Today, investigators displayed cartons of food, vitamins, and spices like the ones Rudolph is believed to have with him as he hides out in the mountains of western North Carolina. With the bear hunting season just a few weeks away, agents think that someone might come across Rudolph's trash.
Our hope is that by displaying some of these items and talking to the hunters, it's possible a dog might come across it and dig it up, and they might report it to us.
Rudolph is charged in January's bombing of an Alabama abortion clinic. He is also wanted for questioning in the 3 unsolved Atlanta bombings. Fulton County firefighters are spending a second night at a burning landfill doing what they can to extinguish that smoky fire. As Fox 5's Angeline Correa tells us,